a big fat then trying to sweet talk us after destroying our goddamn insides. And Kamala, that one is for you. Yo, I am Scotty Mills, the New York Guinea McPrick, and today I'm going to be going over the top 5 news anchors in mainstream media who I tend to hate. Now, first, if you like this kind of content, like it. If you don't like it, dislike it. Thumbs down. Comment if you will. Share, even if you think I'm an ignorant piece of shit, or if you really do like my stuff. Share, subscribe, spread the word. Scotty Mills Unfiltered. I'm going over anything, and I really don't give a but I do like to hear opinions and get suggestions. First off, I really do have some strong beliefs, and I tend to lean towards the right than I do the left, for obvious reasons. I'll get into that later on. But at the end of the day, we all are human beings, okay? And we should be able to shake each other's hands after a conversation. But the mainstream media, they like to divide us, okay? And I'm going to get into some people who really push that onto us. Now, agendas do differ. They really do, especially from news station to news station. But the message is pretty much all the same. First up, Ainsley Earhardt, okay, from Fox News. I can't stand most of the blonde bimbos on a goddamn network, but that's besides the point. I do like Fox News. I really do, and if you hate me for that, but Ainsley Earhardt, or Earhardt, whatever, okay, she basically defended the Capitol riot, okay, and I say defended loosely because she made some comments that were almost pretty much defending the people who did it, sort of. She said that people were scared about democracy and losing the president and how the liberals were going to take over. And honestly, I am too, because Biden and Kamala Harris are doing a job, and almost every other liberal in this goddamn country is doing a job, including Gavin Newsom, who I've ranted on before. And I hate them so much. But Ainsley is a dumb. She is, and not just for that. Okay, I'm not defending her for saying that. I think it's completely wrong and basically making us look even just as bad as the people who burned down Portland, Oregon. Honestly, Antifa and all the BLM. Honestly, it's ridiculous. It's disgusting. That never happened. I'm not defending it. I will repeat that again. But that's not the only reason why I hate her. The biggest reason why I hate her, and this is, I think, way worse, is basically countering on Trump's immigration ban for a specific reason. Okay, it had nothing to do with immigrant rights like that. It had to do with her au pair, her nanny, who looks after her kids. She was afraid that her nanny was going to get sent back to her native country. You are a greedy piece of and you're selfish as all right? She's a dumb whatever you think of Trump's temporary immigration ban, okay, that doesn't matter. What matters is the greed and selfishness that goes through this woman's body. Now, my stance on immigration is I love immigration. I really do. But I think it should be legal. I think people should pay taxes. I don't think that everybody should just be flowing into this goddamn country. In certain economies, they thrive on illegal immigrant labor. And that's just the truth. And if you don't believe me, look it up. Especially in New York. Okay, especially here in California. Now, I don't know if she pays her nanny the right amount of money. I don't know if she pays minimum wage or more than minimum wage or less than minimum wage. Besides that, don't defend something for your own personal gain. Defend something for America, and don't go against something for your own personal gain. Go against something for America, and that is not what she did. She went straight for personal gain, and she knows that she's a dumb. Next up, Don Lemon. I hate this man so I think almost as much as the last person I'm going to fucking list. Now, he always harps on race just like everybody else on CNN. And a few years ago, he actually had an interview with Morgan Freeman, and he asked Morgan Freeman sincerely if race has to do with poverty. And Morgan Freeman said, bullshit, look at me and look at you. Now, this was due to Morgan Freeman's show. He was talking about poverty and all that stuff. And when he said that to Don Lemon's just kind of fed into it, right? Just kind of fed into it. He didn't actually believe Morgan Freeman. Of course not. Why would he? Because Morgan Freeman's talking logic, and Don Lemon just wants to be a liberal ass face, okay? And it really pisses me off because I jumped around from homeless shelter to homeless shelter my entire life with my whole family. If race really had anything to do with poverty, can you explain my situation? I mean, we have a really bad poverty rate in this goddamn country, okay? We really do. We have a broken system, and the system really tries to keep people who are on it in it. All right? Especially welfare in New York, man. They want you on welfare. They want you in the system. But nobody wants to tell you that except me. Now, he also tried to defend Biden on that failed show Afghanistan pullout, saying, oh, well, he got so many people out. Like, shut the up, man. People died, man. People died for you to sit there on TV spewing your garbage on liberal-ass bullshit and all the Republicans for trying to do something good for these goddamn people in this goddamn country. And this is what you do? You defend one of the worst presidents and one of the worst vice presidents in history? Are you serious? And then he goes ahead and just says that all unvaccinated people should be shunned, as if vaccines don't take years to create. No wonder why there's hesitancy, though. The liberals really were hesitant under Trump when the vaccine came out, and he was the one who started all this. But now vaccines are okay under Biden? Are you kidding me right now? Really? And then you get mad because the black community isn't getting vaccinated? Because you were the ones who said don't get vaccinated under Trump? Don Lemon, you are a piece of I really hope that man. Now, next up, Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson, honestly, man, he has said some before. And I do watch him. I really do. I think he's entertaining. I like the fact he's ruthless. But he's an arrogant piece of He really is. He's a prick just like me. And Tucker Carlson, recently, he admitted to lying. And it's no surprise that he lies because everybody on TV lies. And that was his argument. That's not why I hate him. I do think that he's a dumbass for saying that. I hate him for his views towards women. Back in the day, he has said some up shit. And I'm not talking about the flight suits and the pregos. Aside from that one, I'm talking about when he told a feminist, apparently, to shut the up and just be quiet, right? Now, listen, I don't like a lot of feminists. I really don't. I don't like a lot of activists because a lot of them are just ignorant pieces of shit. But just be a bigger man, all right? Don't be a prick. Tell the woman or tell the man or tell whoever the talking to shut the up if they're being ignorant, okay? It's clear that he does not give a woman. Now, he's had so many different kinds of personalities on air, on radio, all that right? He's just a face. That's all he wants. All he gives a about is making money, spreading his opinion, right? And not giving a who he offends. Now, I love to offend people too, but I don't want to be a complete inconsiderate all right? I'm not going to be an arrogant, ignorant prick, especially when it comes to either women or the LGBTQ. Like, I don't hate people for what they are. He does. It's pretty clear. But he is ruthless as and I love the time when he did shut down this Antifa dude who was trying to, like, defend it and all that back when the liberals were saying Antifa's fake. Meanwhile, we had an Antifa on the news admitting that it's real. I don't know. Liberals are dumbasses. Tucker Carlson's a piece of He's an asshole. He is ruthless, though, and it's entertaining. Next up, Laura Ingram. I honestly, I don't have much to say on her because I just can't stand watching her. Every time I turn her on, I turn her off. Honestly. She's just another blonde bimbo with an annoying-ass face and an annoying-ass voice, and it pisses me off. And now, my favorite person I hate. She's always on race, man. Always on race. It's disgusting. It really is. She supports BLM, one of the worst activist organizations in this goddamn country who never helps the people who actually say they're gonna help. You think they actually give a about the black community when they're over there buying $1 million mansions? No, they don't. They never gave the money to half the motherfuckers they said they were going to. It's ridiculous. But no, she supports them. And she says they didn't incite violence on the street, and instead, it was actually white nationalists, conservatives, right? It's bull, okay? All of what she says is bull. How do you explain all the looting and the rioting that happened here, right here in L.A.? Black-owned businesses got targeted. See, it wasn't just BLM protesters. Some of them were, right? But they're the ones who started, and then people saw the opportunity in this unfortunate situation that did happen. It is unfortunate. I'm not going to defend that in any way. But people took advantage of it because of BLM, because of people like that who wanted to incite violence, who wanted to say defund the cops, and all that shit. Now, I'm not going to say that she's all wrong. No, wait, I am. I'm sorry. I am going to say she's all wrong. Because she sits here, and she just goes on Republicans like left and right. Sitting here ripping Ron DeSantis, saying, oh, Matt Gaetz was caught for sex trafficking. He's next. Baselessly. Just baselessly saying that shit. Because she wants people to hate Republicans. And just like the rest of the liberals, she sits there and rips all these governors for banning mask mandates. If they ban mask mandates, it means nobody can forcefully make you wear a mask. You can wear a mask all you want, even though it's not the right kind of mask, because no N95, I guarantee you. But go ahead and wear that mask. That's not what the governors are saying. They don't want people to be forced to do. But no, the liberals want to say that you are, right? The liberals want to say if they ban masks, you can't wear one ever again. That's not how it works, you dumb liberal. But what really gets me, aside from the inciting violence remarks and supporting BLM and ripping on Republicans, because honestly it gets annoying, it gets me that she's one of the biggest lying hypocrites in the country. She sits here and says that she supports everybody. She's so inclusive, right? She's so inclusive. No, all she gives a about is herself. That's it. That and CR But yet she sits here and makes homophobic remarks against the LGBTQ community, making lists of people who she thinks are gay and this and that, and making fun of somebody for not liking ladies, right? And then she sits there and she's like, oh, Brokeback Mountain, those guys are going to have to do so many movies to overcome the gay cowboy scenes. Like, what? Dude, that is their art. They are actors. They did that. They took that role for a reason. Maybe they liked the script. Maybe they felt the connection to the character. It has nothing to do with the characters being gay, you dumb you ignorant ass. She sat there and she denied all these comments that she made about homophobia and all these other things. She laughed about a gay joke on air. And yeah, people want to support her. I mean, she has the lowest ratings on TV from what I understand. from what I've seen. But still, people watch her. Now, I really do understand there's a lot of news anchors out there, and I really can't go over all of them. I picked top 5 that I really just don't like, okay? And it's not just because of the news I watch. It's because when I turn them on, all I hear is spewing out their mouth. Mainstream news is meant to divide us. That's what it's for, okay? And if you disagree, that's fine. Just wait, though. Just fucking wait. But they just want to talk about systemic racism and all this other bullshit that shove that throat like a big fat cock, then try to sweet talk us after destroying our goddamn insides. And Kamala, that one is for you. But the conservatives and the liberals, they just don't want to get along. They hate each other, right? The liberals want us to hate the Republicans. The Republicans want us to hate the Democrats. We don't get along, and they don't talk. They don't talk, and they don't solve the issues that are at hand. And the liberals always talking about trying to be inclusive and shit. Meanwhile, honestly, they're the more racist ones. They really fucking are. Fact check. I'm not a fucking newspaper. Ask yourself why you trust them, okay? And then ask yourself why you have white nationalism and systemic racism in your daily vocabulary. When we have more black and Hispanic minorities in positions of power and successful people, but yet they try to push all the shit onto us. And Republicans aren't any fucking better, man. They want us to hate all those liberals. They want us to because they don't agree with each other. That is the problem. Nobody can talk. Nobody can communicate. It's disgusting. Now, yeah, I do believe that liberals can be way more racist than conservatives. I really do. I mean, for sake, I tried to find, and I did find a draft of the Texas Voting Rights Bill, right? That all the liberals are saying are racist, and Democrats fled Texas and all that other and went to D.C. to cry and whine to Papa Biden and Mama Kamala Harris. Yeah, I read that and it's not racist. It's not. It did not mention anything about excluding anybody, okay? It just made voting more tight. Now they want to talk about vaccine mandates and all that. What about voter ID? Honestly, I'm all for it. I mean, I don't believe in elections. I think they're all rigged on both sides. But it's just a general principle, okay, of what the media does. GOP, they think that these, new rules and they're going to help election fraud and Yeah, honestly, it's not true. It's not. I mean, half the liberals own the voting machines, honestly. Look at Nancy Pelosi. She's in with one of them. Look it up. Fact check. I'm not a newspaper, like I said. Now, I'm not going to say everybody on TV is bad, okay? Now, Sean Hannity, I never thought really twice of him. I thought he was a prick. I do like a lot of the points he makes. But according to an article by a liberal commenter who used to work for Fox News, behind the camera, Sean Hannity is a pretty nice guy and they're good friends. Now, despite the fact that one is liberal and one is conservative, you can be friends. You really can. You can have conversations. I know a guy, and he's a complete leftist. Every time we had a conversation, we would end the conversation by agreeing on something and shaking hands and walking our separate ways, going back to work. That's how it should be. And it's sad that in this society that we cannot do that. Now, like I said, and I will harp again, I fucking hate liberal media. In the long run, all media fucking sucks. And at the end of the day, we should all fact check. We should not be ignorant. We should be able to have conversations and learn from each other. That is the whole point of this entire episode. One side wants us to be progressive. One side wants us to be Republican. All right? This is bullshit. And if you just go with the trends, like I just did that patriotism equals racism video, people don't understand context. They just go with the flow. Maybe because they don't want to be looked at as prejudiced or racist. They probably are. Honestly, look in the mirror. It's ridiculous that we can't have a conversation at the end of the day, shake hands, go grab a beer, and go back home to our goddamn wives. Everybody just wants to hate each other. So do me a favor. Don't be ignorant. Fact check yourself. All right? Fact check everything. Whether you're a Republican, whether you're a Democrat, it don't matter. Fact check. Read multiple news sources. And for sake, don't trust Joy Reid. Now, that's all I got for today. Next video, I will be going over punk-ass bands that I listened to as a kid. And how come I'm not crying like I used to in the corner like a little 12-year-old ass boy?